President Biden holding an off-the-record event in Michigan yesterday. When reporters tried asking him some questions, his staff immediately removed the press. Watch this.
We're going to take a few questions.
Thank you, press. Thank you, press.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, press. Let's head back to the cars. Thank you.
Back to the cars.
Back to the cars. Thank you, press.
We're happy to walk you all.
Vehicles are this way. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, nothing to see here. Fox News contributor Liz Peek out with an op-ed writing this: Democrats gaslighting about Biden's record cannot change facts or minds, as the president's posse wants voters to deny what they see and experience every day. Liz points this out on X from MSNBC host Chris Hayes, where he says this. Okay, are you ready? Compared to 4 years ago when Trump was president, the country is safer, more prosperous, and more energy independent. There are more people working, making higher wages, and more people. These are just facts, says Chris Hayes. Kellyanne, what is he saying?
That's laughable. Remember, nobody on TV is under oath. I think the media are really stuck here. Marie, on the one hand, they know this is the most inaccessible, downright rude and abrasive press operation in recent history. I mean, give Donald Trump his due. We created the democratization of information. You could talk to him in the briefing room, in the Oval Office, under wing at the plane. You know what he's thought at all times on Twitter. I didn't like every tweet, but I say he needs to tweet like we need to eat. It's just about better choices. But at least we knew what a president was thinking, what was happening. Here, the entire job of the press is to get information from people in power. They're supposed to be representing and reflecting the will of the people. But then you got people like Chris Hayes who thinks he's duty-bound. Maybe he feels safer and more prosperous on his block in Brooklyn, but for most of America, they simply don't see it that way. The vast majority of independents don't see it that way in everybody's polling, and the growing plurality of Democrats don't see it that way. The Democrats, I mean, the press knows, the mainstream media knows, they need to be supporting Joe Biden, from lock her up with Hillary to prop him up with Biden. But at the same time, they've been personally offended by how inaccessible and downright abrasively rude this press corps has been to them. I wonder why. I cannot solve for this X. I wonder why the mainstream media are still investing millions, probably all told tens of millions of dollars, in polling that routinely and ubiquitously and overwhelmingly shows Joe Biden is failing in his handling of every issue, on every personal attribute, on every major metric that would spell disaster at the polls for him this fall. Then it's the media polls that are usually the worst for him. The New York Times Siena poll, the Washington Post ABC News polls, the Wall Street Journal NBC News poll. Yeah. Routinely bad for Joe Biden, and yet they continue to ask the questions, and they continue to show us the answers.
Well, it's amazing to me that he writes all that on X, and then he says these are facts. I mean, as if we're not, like
facts.
I said, tell them it's raining when it's sunny.
Like
tell
Russia
them
collusion,
you're wearing white
facts.
when you're wearing black. Just say it, and then that makes it true. I mean, it's absolutely outrageous.
It becomes
Morgan,
true.
I want to get your thought on that as well, but I also want to come back to a question I wanted to ask you earlier, Morgan, and that is Representative Elise Stefanik is slamming former U.S. Attorney General Loretta Lynch because she has been lobbying, apparently, allegedly, for a military company based in China to be taken off the military companies that are Chinese off that list, the DOJ list. So Loretta Lynch served under Barack Obama, and apparently now she's lobbying on behalf of DJI, the drone company. Okay, here we are talking every day about how China has become inside the gates of America, surveilling, knowing everything that American citizens and businesses are doing. And you're telling me that now she wants the U.S. to buy drones from DJI. Are we buying drones from DJI? What can you tell us about this? And why would the DOJ remove DJI technology from the Department of Justice's list of military companies in China?
Yeah, it's also on the DOD list as well. By the way, Kellyanne's political analysis just a second ago was great. I would just say for all the things that Chris Hayes just said, it doesn't replace the fact that every time I go to the grocery store, I get pissed off. I went yesterday just to grab a few things. It was $150. And that used to be my entire grocery bill for the week, not like a quick little stop, right? And so that's why on the political side of things, I think Kellyanne summed it up well. But no matter what, every time if you go to the grocery store, you fill up your tank of gas, you get pissed off. So that's what's going on with the economy.
Yeah.
Back to DJI. So first of all, the Pentagon also has DJI on as its list of Chinese companies that are participating with the military. There's something that you've covered quite well that your viewers probably know, Maria. It's this concept in China of the civilian-military fusion. This is a way to modernize the PLA, the People's Liberation Army, and the civilian companies in China are involved in it. That's because there's no such thing really as the private sector in China. They're all beholden by law to the Chinese Communist Party. So importantly about this drone company, DJI, not only are they a part of aiding and abetting the modernization of the Chinese military, really importantly, and we called this out in the Trump administration, they're involved in the human rights abuses, the genocide in Xinjiang. You'll remember under President Trump's State Department with Mike Pompeo, I actually came back from maternity leave because I wanted this statement to go out under my name in which President Trump and Mike Pompeo declared it a genocide, which is a legal and technical definition. We declared it a genocide in Xinjiang. And DJI drones have been used for surveillance purposes to surveil the Uyghurs and other ethnic minorities in Xinjiang and throughout China. So you have two big problems here. One is it's involved in massive human rights abuses, the technology is. Two, it's involved in helping modernize the PLA. So it would make no sense to have that kind of technology here for consumer use in the United States. And I say good on Elise Stefanik for calling out Biden's former head of the DOJ, former attorney general on this. You know, Elise has been prolific on these issues, and I think it's time for people to be named and shamed. The PLA, if we get into a military, God forbid, but if we were to get into a military incursion over Taiwan, it would be with the PLA. And why former Obama cabinet officials are in effect lobbying to help the military that would be killing U.S. men and women service members in that fight is unconscionable to me. So well, I'm grateful that Elise, the China Committee, when they call out all of these individuals, they deserve it.
Well, also just the fact that a Chinese drone company could have that kind of surveillance on our military. Kellyanne, do you have an opinion on this?
Exactly.
Well, of course, we should all be concerned. That goes to my earlier point about what are we doing about things like this as opposed to just TikTok. Yeah. And so we should be very concerned. I think it's totally legitimate to ask people why they're involved on behalf American citizens on behalf of China. I think that's totally legitimate. And I think that this administration is never truly going to touch all of the issues that we're talking about here, as goes true national security threats with China, for the same reason Hunter Biden's father is never going to really touch the drug crisis. It's just too hot for them. They're too close to it. On the other end, I would love to know more about I would love to know under oath more about the family connection from the Bidens, the brother, the son, the current commander-in-chief, as goes China. So we need to keep digging into this. And if people say, well, that's not high in the polls, it's inflation, it's crime, it's all the same. We have hot spots. You know, in the administration where Morgan and I worked, all we heard was crisis and chaos. Well, in a tweet here and there. Now we have crisis and chaos everywhere we look. Yeah. In the border, in our communities, in our neighborhoods, in Ukraine, in the Middle East, with Iran. Bullies do what bullies do when they sense weakness. And if there's one word people want out of the election this fall, it's strength. Because the opposite of strong is weak, and the opposite of strength is failure. That's what they want. And you just, I think, ripped the Band-Aid off a very important piece of that.
Yeah, well, I think this is such a dangerous story. Loretta Lynch lobbying for DJI. We're going to keep a spotlight on that one. Stay with us. We'll be right back.